Hello everyone, my name is Pixlriffs. Welcome back to Decidedly Vanilla on the 5th choice server. What do I have in my inventory? I have a ton of stuff. I've been working a little bit on the storage room here, just working on the design for the walls and stuff, keeping it fairly simple because obviously we need to have chests stacked high in here. Those are stairs up there. You can just about see that those are stairs so that the chests can still open when they're up there. They can open next to glowstone as well, so that's kind of handy. I need to get a little bit more glowstone though. For some reason I have some glowstone dust in my inventory. I haven't broken any recently, so I'm not sure where that's come from. I'm going to throw the iron ore and dirt and stuff in this chest for now. This is all kind of temporary while I figure stuff out, and obviously I don't have trap chests here yet to put next to the regular chests. I know how to make them, so that won't be a huge issue. We'll throw the rest of this stuff in here, why not? Today I'm going to do a little bit of fishing because I want to get some more water-breathing potions. B-Ran has kind of convinced me that water-breathing potions are going to be the best, just so I don't have to worry about getting air all the time when I'm working on the Drowned Abbey. I did a little bit more building down there without them, and it just looked like it was going to be a little too fiddly once I got into doing stuff like the walls and windows and stuff that's going on down there. But I will briefly show you what I've done so far, if I can. Also, these cows are just kind of wandering around out here. I've been doing a little bit more kind of infrastructure work around the ruin. There's these paths sort of leading down into nowhere right now, which we'll eventually do something with, but around here I've got a couple of sort of low walls and things, just kind of a jumble of stuff really. I'm not entirely sold on how this looks in terms of the block choice and stuff. I think it looks a little bit too cluttered, but then again this is meant to be a ruin, so I'm still kind of going with that for now, and we'll see if we want to make it a little bit more organized and kind of mess with some stuff later. I've now got this path that kind of leads down from there to Earthquake Town and the bridge, and I've fenced off the farm over here. And again, I don't know about this sign and stuff. I'm just kind of throwing out ideas and seeing what sticks, and there's obviously a ton of these walls and fence gates and stuff because I like doing fences that way now. It adds a little bit of character to them. And then I've got this bridge going over the shopping arcade sort of area, so there's a little bit more flow around here. Previously, anytime I wanted to get from this side over to this side, I was kind of wandering through here and around here and maybe back around there, and it didn't really have much of a path to it, I guess. So I kind of made this bridge, and it's pretty simple. It's just kind of a cobblestone thing. Got some cobblestone walls down there, a little bit broken up, just so I can still make it down into here if I want to. So yeah, everything around here has been taking a little bit more shape, and I'm kind of happy with it. I think the one thing I really need to do is build bigger, because structures and stuff tend to look a lot better and a lot more kind of realistic if they are larger buildings like this one, because if you look at the exterior it looks kind of large, but if you look at the inside, this is a really nice size for the library. I think this is really nice. I do still need to get some more bookshelves, and I had a bit of leather on me earlier from all of the cows and stuff over there, but I have yet to acquire the books to make the bookshelves. And I keep losing track of which world I need bookshelves in, because I'm also trying to get bookshelves together on my Patreon server right now, so I have like a little enchanting setup at my base, that kind of thing. So yeah, occasionally I'll go, do I need this stuff? And realise that I don't, and it's a different server that I'm thinking of, but never mind. Today I'm going to head out over here, and we're going to do a little bit of fishing while I talk to you guys about a bit of stuff. And you can see down there, this is going to be a really nice fishing spot actually once I've completed the building, because it's going to be really fun, like fishing over this giant kind of drowned church. But I have a couple of fishing rods on me, and we're going to get some puffer fish. That's the plan, at least. And yeah, today I'm feeling a little bit tense, a little bit apprehensive. I have a job interview tomorrow, which is probably my 6th or 7th job interview I've been to in the last couple of months. It's been 6 months since I was laid off from my previous job, or near enough. Like, it feels like it's been 6 months. This will be the 6th month, and I'm a little bit apprehensive about tomorrow's interview for a couple of reasons. The first of which being, it's a job interview. You know, naturally you're going to be scared about these kind of things, and it's just a matter of, do I feel like I'm well equipped enough for the job? Have I prepared the way I should? Did I get that salmon? I did. Okay, good. Not used to these fishing rods being so fast, but I guess I don't really use them all that much. And apparently all this one can catch is salmon, which is fair enough. I can go for some salmon. We'll return that to Freehaven and use it at the Hot Pot Bistro. But yeah, I'm apprehensive about the job interview for tomorrow. I'm also kind of... Seriously, 4 salmon in a row? That's what you're going to give me? Fair enough. I'm also kind of apprehensive about whether or not I get the job at all, because on the one hand, if I don't get the job, there's a regular fish, if I don't get it, then I could be spending Christmas without a job, and I'm already kind of running low on the settlement, the kind of redundancy pay that my last job gave me, so naturally that's a concern, and I've got bits and pieces of freelance work coming in here and there, so I can work on that stuff, but spending Christmas and winter without a job is kind of a daunting prospect, because winter is the time we spend the most money on sort of electricity, heating and that kind of stuff, and food, so yeah, naturally it's got me a little bit worried. And the flip side of that is I've been out of regular work for so long. Like, I've been doing YouTube content production more or less full time, and the little money it's been making me has been helping, but it doesn't feel like a real job. This doesn't feel like full-time employment the way my old job did, and I've been out of the game, as it were, for so long that I've been in this game for so long that I'm kind of not sure if I could perform a full-time job anymore. You know, my confidence in that has kind of diminished, and I'm sure once I got into the groove I would be fine, but it's just one of those weird things that you think, am I even mentally equipped to handle that kind of thing anymore? I've been in this escapist world of playing video games on YouTube for so long that it feels very strange to consider going back to doing full-time work, but it's what I've got to do because that's how I'm going to make money. And all this hinges on whether or not I do well in my interview tomorrow and if I'm the right person for the job. So that's a bow. That's actually a pretty good bow. That's not bad. That's not quite equivalent to what I have now, but it's close. So yeah, I'm going to quickly go and sleep because I don't want to spend the night out here with creepers and stuff trying to get at me. So yeah, that's why I'm a little bit quieter today. That's why I'm a little bit tense, and it's a lovely view of the tree there. And yeah, I may kind of pause every now and again to sigh, just to kind of let out some of that tension. But I'm okay, guys. I don't want you guys to worry too much about me. If anything, wish me luck. Keep your fingers crossed for me in the comments, and hopefully things will turn out all right. I have a couple of other job applications in, so there's some stuff there that has potential, but obviously I've yet to hear back from any of those, so it's just a matter of waiting on that, really. I'm going to continue fishing off camera. I think I've probably talked enough for now, and then we'll do a little bit more work on the Drowned Abbey when I've got some potions together. Oh goodness, it's grown us a Christmas tree. This happens occasionally with those big spruce trees. They occasionally turn into these things, and I always feel bad about chopping them down because they're so much nicer looking than the big tall spruce trees that just have the little like hat on the top. Anyway, I have done a lot of work off camera. Despite the fact I've got a ton of potions now in my inventory, I'm basically going to drop all of these off in here because I have done a ton of work here. That's all night vision, that's all water breathing. Okay, just want to make sure I had those organised. I've actually done about 9 sets of potions worth of work on the Abbey, and it's looking pretty good right now. I'm really happy with how this has come along. And yeah, basically I had a bit of time to work on it off camera because I put the laundry on and the kitchen in our flat is basically right behind the living room where I record some stuff, so I can't really record whilst the machine is going, otherwise you'd hear a lot of background noise. Anyway, here we are, folks, here we are. This is the Drowned Abbey as it currently stands, and I have a couple of things planned for this section here. There's going to be like a kind of central tower, and I want to add a bit at the back here that has like a spire, because a lot of the time they'll have like a second kind of spire thing at the back there. So this is what the inside looks like. It's not a great deal right now. There's not a great deal going on. I do need to drain all the water out, and I'm probably going to do that using sponge, because doing all of this using dirt or gravel or something would be a pain, and I can't be bothered with it. So instead, I could try filling it with leaves, because leaves are pretty quick to get rid of. So that's a possibility, and leaves are quite easy to farm, and I don't have access to a huge amount of sponge. But anyway, this is what it's going to be like, and I figured the floor in here is probably going to be one of my favourite things to do with floor, actually, which is, oh, I don't even have any on me, to do kind of alternating directions of wood, so it kind of looks like it's a wood floor with kind of, not like floorboards, but not like parquet either. I'm not sure exactly what the style is, but you find it in wood floors. They kind of have this alternating pattern. And I think, yeah, we have enough spruce wood that I think that would be a good move. It's not going to look too weird if we have spruce wood for the roof and for the floor, because, let's face it, that probably happens quite a lot in real life. Now, where did I put all of the spruce? I'm sure it's in here somewhere. There's some here, and then, yeah, I will have to chop down this tree or maybe grow another tall one, but I don't plan on keeping that one around. It just looks so nice. It looks like an actual Christmas tree. Gets me in the mood for the festive season, despite the fact that I'm slightly dreading Christmas. But there you go. Anyway, we're going to do a little bit more work on this today. Just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. I'm also not sure what to do about lighting inside. I think I might end up putting some carpet in here and maybe hiding some glowstone underneath it, but I do want there to be a lot of shadows, which is good in a way because I'm not really going to be able to light this place particularly efficiently, but shadows in the ceiling are going to look nice and atmospheric whilst mobs aren't going to be able to spawn up there, so it will remain relatively safe. So if I just end up lighting the floor somehow, maybe with some sea lanterns and stuff. I put a bit of glowstone up here behind the mouth where I said I was going to put an emerald block before, just so there's like a light in here and so I could see what it looked like from the surface, and it actually looks pretty cool like that. So just occasional lights kind of emanating from under the surface of the water would be kind of nice. But yeah, we do have a guardian farm on this server, so I'm thinking maybe I can do something with sea lanterns, but I'm wondering if they look a little too plain. It suits the underwater nature of the build, but I am wondering if some other kind of material would be better. Anyhow, let me see what we can do about this, because I kind of want to maybe do a central pattern like this. Oh, maybe not like that though. Not like those two sticking up. And then I kind of wonder if maybe there's going to be carpet and stuff down on this anyway, so it's not going to be a huge deal either way, but if we kind of end up alternating it like this and then it kind of comes outward from here. And this is one of my favourite things to do with the floor because it looks like an actual kind of polished wood floor. It looks expensive in a way as well because there's a lot of, I mean, from a Minecraft perspective, there's full logs of wood going into it, which you could otherwise turn into planks and use much more efficiently as a building material. But you find that hardwood floors and things like that are often a feature of more expensive houses in the real world. So potentially that's kind of giving the place like a more grand feel. And I keep placing the logs the wrong way up, so we'll have to deal with that. But yeah, I'm thinking it needs to have like a feeling of opulence but then decay. So it was a rich building and it has now fallen from grace, as it were. It's an appropriately religious phrase to use for this place. But then if on the opposite side we kind of go with the alternating pattern there, it kind of, it's a sort of illusion kind of quality where if you look at the center, you wouldn't be able to tell like at a glance necessarily that that's completely straight because the pattern on either side is kind of distracting you from that. I think that's how it works. That's how it seems to work for me anyway. So I don't know honestly how many other people would end up visiting this, but for you guys watching at least, maybe that's the effect that you get. So I'm going to work on the floor a little bit in here, and I'm probably going to end up doing a little bit more work on the spire, but I won't do that on camera because that's going to be, as usual, a little bit of trial and error. So I will get on with more of this, and I'll get back to you guys when we've done a little bit more work on the build. Oh, my night vision's wearing off. Okay, let's go get another potion for that, so I can show you guys the progress. You got a little glimpse of it there, but we will quickly swig down a couple more of these, and I'll do a little bit more work as well, but I will show you what I have done. Basically, the central kind of, I don't even know what to call it, like it's kind of halfway to being a spire and halfway to being a dome, which I kind of like because it doesn't kind of conform to any specific religion, which is kind of what I'm going for with this in any case. But yeah, this central kind of structure here is pretty much done, and I may have like a bell or something like hanging in here, but I don't know for certain what I'll end up doing with it. However, I think I really like the architecture of it. I think it's kind of cool. Like I said, it's not sort of specific to any particular, hello Pickwick, jumping on the table behind me, is not kind of based on any specific architectural style that I've seen. It's just kind of what I wanted to freehand myself, and I need to have it connect a little bit better to the inside of the building. I just kind of built up around it and kind of made it as symmetrical as possible and went with it, and it's pretty cool. I quite like it. It's not too bad. Yeah, we'll probably have it connect to that archway here with some kind of stone bracing, kind of like we've done here. There need to be wooden beams across here and probably some columns or something as well, just to make sure that the building looks like it's fully supported, you know? And then I'll do a bit more work on the interior, and then we can actually get started on making the place look a little bit worn. Now, my choice to use smooth stone in the walls here is kind of a practical one to make it look like it's been eroded by the water, because if you imagine like a pebble or something like that that's washed up on a beach, the shape of that, where it's all kind of rounded and smooth, has been caused by sea erosion and it's smashing up against a bunch of other rocks and stuff whilst it's been washed up on the shore. And so underwater stone would probably end up being rubbed smooth throughout the course of its, underwater existence. So what we'll probably end up doing is mixing in a bit more of the stone brick kind of sparingly here and there to imply that the wall has been entirely made of stone brick or some other kind of similar substance once upon a time, and then it's all kind of been worn smooth, but making the majority of it out of smooth stone. That's kind of the thinking that's gone into it. I've done a fair amount of the floor right now. I do need to kind of plot out a little bit of what's going here and there just to make sure I get the floor right. I don't want to waste materials, even though some stuff is probably going to go on top of this. I don't want to just, layer everything over that and waste the amount of wood that I've put into this. I still have a ton more that I'm going to dig out some more of the floor and do stuff with. I want to put an organ in here as well. I haven't tried designing an organ in Minecraft before, especially when it comes to like a building of this size. I think having like a large organ maybe towards the back would be kind of cool, and then have the pipes like reaching up into the ceiling. But I wonder what you could make pipes out of. I don't know. Anyway, looking at this from the outside, it has pretty much filled the space that I carved out for it, which is good because I wanted to design something that was pretty large. However, like I said in the last episode, it doesn't really make sense for it to all have just sunk into the ground like this, and all of the walls around it being kind of sheer cliffs like this. So I'm going to have to do some major league landscaping to get this thing looking like it's naturally caved in like this. And to be honest, I probably want to do something a little bit around the outside just to make sure that the walls of the abbey don't blend in too much with the surrounding stone. Because if you look at all of the kind of cliff formations here, like the gravel is textured enough that it looks kind of separate from it, but if you look down at that, like specifically like the side of the wall there, aside from the stone brick and the wood, that just looks like something that you'd naturally find on the ocean floor, just like a little bit more organized and flat, and it looks exactly the same as the stone walls all around it. So I might have to see if we can do something a little bit different around there. I did want to put in some kind of sea life features, maybe out of blocks and of various people suggested things like netherrack and prismarine. A few people said sugarcane, if you could do something with banners and that kind of thing. I've had a go with a few of them, and it's kind of interesting. You can do stuff that looks a little bit like seaweed using green banners, but obviously one block of the banner, like it's kind of a 2-block thing. One of them is going to be air, and one of them is going to be like it is going to actually look like it's surrounded by water. So the block that the banner is actually attached to, say if it's hanging from the side here, like the top block is going to be air because that's where it's attached, and then the bottom block is not. So I'm wondering if there are a couple of places around here that we can kind of conceal banners to make it look like just the bottom block is showing. That kind of thing. I don't know. But putting little things like the leaves in and around the area around here, maybe some sugarcane just with sand blocks at the bottom of here, could really make the area look a little bit more lively and make the abbey stand out, even though it's this giant grey structure in the middle of a grey ocean basin. We will see, folks, but obviously this project has gone on, it's come on a decent way so far. I'm really happy with that central tower now that I've built something like that. I really like building stuff underwater. mainly because it allows you to do stuff like this without all the tedious jumping around that you tend to do in survival mode if you're building something like this on land. I can just literally float around the entire thing like I could fly using creative mode, and I've been building a lot in creative mode recently and have got a little bit kind of... I've gotten keen on building bigger stuff, but I don't have the patience always to do that in survival. I don't always have the time to do it in survival. But today I've managed to get a whole lot done in a fairly short amount of time, just by virtue of the fact that I don't have to like pillar up the side or use ladders or something. I could just float around like I was flying. So I don't know, maybe I'll do some more underwater building in future. I kind of liked the process of this. But for now, we're going to call it a day. So thank you very much for watching today's episode of Decidedly Vanilla. My name has been Pixlriffs. Please leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel if you guys want to see more. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye for now.
Hi there, just slabbing my bridge.
Just slabbing your bridge. Well, I'm about to slab you round the face with this fish. Excuse me, I'm talking to you. Hello. Yes, I've brought a fish here. In fact, I've brought 32 fish, and I will slap you with each and every one of them if you do not pay up right now.